So please bow. So thank you for being here today again, listening to words, maybe meditate. Well, again, I would say that if you expect anything from me that I would give to you, then I would give you this advice to go find another teacher. Yes. I can give you another technique, another meditation style. But we have to pay attention to not let's say add on practice and just be superficial. Because we have a tendency to pick up what we want at that moment and maybe look for the feeling good, for the good feeling of the practice, right? So there might be some practice that we discard to do, maybe especially insight practice, investigation. Because investigation will probably lead you to recognize that you are a kind of compound of phenomena. So you will realize that there is this succession of impermanent phenomena arising, making the illusion of you. So the feelings, the thoughts, the sense consciousness, the body, your perceptions, the way you classify things, all of that makes you you. You think you are, let's say, this agglomeration, this aggregate, and that these aggregates are contained in the body. And this makes a solid self, right? I'm always saying the same thing. Today is not different. Computer is getting very, very warm right now. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Maybe he's agreeing. He's agreeing with what I'm saying. Getting very excited. Yes, again, the no self talk, right? And the practice to realize that is just, it's just life itself, that you start to watch the arising and passing away of everything, of all your thoughts, of that body getting old, aging, getting sick, going to death, realizing the impermanence of everything, over and over again, until you get nauseated by it, and then that the truth just, this cannot be denied any longer. Until we have nothing to say, actually. And how comfortable are you with that silence? With not getting anything, with not feeling the void, with thinking, with conceptualization, with goals, with becoming someone, getting something. You can think, oh, this is my time today. It's Sunday, I'm hungry, I'm sitting there to listen to nothing. All right, contemplate that. What do you want? What do you want to get? Who do you want to become right now? And that silence can be scary, but that doesn't mean that you are no longer sensitive. You are no longer receptive. That there is no information received. That doesn't mean that you are indifferent to people. That doesn't mean that you are disconnected from others and that you are in your bubble in silence, right? No, not at all. This is the moment where boundaries dissolve. And when you can have access to everything, actually. So the mind automatically wants to know how to get there, as if it were destination or a goal to achieve. It's normal, it's just used to do that. And our daily life is mostly around this kind of way of thinking, of way of shaping our world and our way of acting with that mindset. So one needs to disentangle all of that somehow. And how do we do it? The practice of no practice. Let's call it practice. We sit in the body. We seclude ourselves. We turn our attention within. We can give to the practice very formal form, I would say, as we practice with the Zen meditation, posture, spine straight. Its form. Or you can just sit casual. For a short moment, bring your attention in and watch. The breathing of the body, the thoughts, the movement of the eyes, the mind who tries to find something to lean on. And this body can actually live itself without yourself, without your idea of you being that body. That shape, that form, can you find yourself in it? Or is it in yourself? Find where you are. When your mental fermentation stops, your stories stops about the past, about the future. Where can you be found? Are you dead? When we stop thinking and creating in our minds, our world, it can be felt as dying. So the person keeps creating itself again. With all my qualities, my defects, my stories, my history, my weaknesses, my worries. But it feels good. I thought I was gone. So there is this constant revival of the idea of me. And that intrinsic fear of losing that activity. The me, the I, needs constant fueling somehow, constant energy to be reborn again. It needs reassurance. This is why all the old stories keep coming back. To be sure that it's me, remembering. Who I would be if all my memories are gone, if I lose my mind. So the fear of losing oneself is actually the fear of death. And one has to realize that this fear of death is actually what pushes us to do what we do. Not integrating the impermanence of the body, that tomorrow is not a given. And look at this morning when you spent your time. How did you spend your time? You spent your time as if you would have 20, 30, 40 more years, right? It's really not a given, and one can be lost in that illusion of being constant, permanent, solid, or we have the idea that we still have 40 years to go. Then when you properly sit and watch how you create your stories in your mind, how the idea of me is arising and ceasing all the time, according to causes and conditions, then you will understand how this body, this shape, was reborn again, appeared again. In this world. Same process. So contemplating dying, death of your thoughts by watching them. You can contemplate, imagine you are on your deathbed and you can choose your conditions, your disease, your age. You won't be able to choose the D-Day, but now you can. And when you do that, do you feel it's a tragedy? Or are you relieved? Do you see it as unfair? As fearful? Or do you see it as the normal law of nature? And now, lying on that bed, and looking back at your life, what would you change? I would fill my life with more love, more helpfulness, something more meaningful. Less worries, less attachment to possessions, less attachment to the body. Paying more attention to where I put my energy. So it was having this kind of contemplation from time to time. I would say every day. I would say every hour. I would say every minute. And I would say every moment. Most of our anxiety and worries really are relating to the fear of losing that body that we identify with. All right? It becomes sick, it degenerates, and we think that because of this identification with it, we think that if it's gone, we are gone. So there is this double I don't know how to say it in English, intrication, that there is this delusion that we are this body, this, and that there is a me somewhere related to it. And to disentangle that, one sits, one watch with awareness, with wisdom, what arises and passes away. The birth and death of everything and the awareness of all of that. You can do it on doing formal practice, but you can also do it while sitting on the bus, while ironing clothes. While sweeping the floor. And we have the tendency to ask when will I be liberated? Well, when this insight will come. So, and then all over again you start making up your own story about awakening. So don't take my questions too literally. You can make your own, all right? But those questions must not be, they must be kind of light questioning. So again, this is not a philosophy essay. It's just somehow when you drop those questions of imagining you on your deathbed, for example, then you can feel already maybe the fear of it. Or if you are depressed or you have enough pain in your life and you are full of despair, you just say, okay, death might be the end of that suffering. I'm relieved. It's happening. Alright. So just feel that, do not judge afterwards, but just know for yourself. And keep going with the insight practice. So we think that it's not fun, right? But really dropping this self-image, the burden of this self-image is actually bringing quite some lightness, some joy. some openness. The end of restlessness. The end of seeking something. Alright, that was the talk of today. Thank you for your attention. If there is any questions, anything, you can of course ask.